Hello and welcome to Gundog Nation. This is Kenneth DeWitt coming to you from Texas, and I want you to know that Gundog Nation is much more than a podcast. It's a movement to unite those who love to watch a well-trained dog do what it was bred to do. We are also here to encourage youth to get involved in the sport of gun dogs, whether it's hunting, sport, or competition. I want to build a community of people united to preserve our heritage of gun dog ownership and to be better gun dog owners. Stay tuned to each episode to learn more about training, dog health, wellness, and nutrition from expert trainers, breeders, and veterinarians. Be sure to go on our website, www.gundognation.net, and join our email list. You will receive newsletters from trainers and vets and breeders that will also help you being a better gun dog owner. And be sure to listen to some of our supporters, Mo Pitney, who is a very good country musician and bluegrass musician. He has a bluegrass project called Pitney Myers, and he's getting ready to come out with a new album on Curb Records, so stay tuned. Also, the music provided on our show is from Sean Brock, originally from Harlan, Kentucky, just across the mountain from me. He did all the music that you hear on our introduction and our outro for the show. Played all the instruments except for Scott Vessel on the banjo and Jerry Douglas on the dobro. Check them out. Thank you for listening. Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I'd like to encourage all you listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel to check out patreon.com/Gundog Nation. For $10 a month, you can become a member of our community, and we'll have access to lots of stuff. Mainly, we will do a monthly forum, an open forum, where you can ask me anything gun dog related, and we'll learn from each other in the community. Should be a lot of fun each month. We will do that. So check it out, patreon.com/Gundog Nation. All right, welcome back to Gundog Nation. I'm coming to you today from Fort McCavitt, Texas at the ranch, and I've got a friend across the pond over in Ireland, a guy I've been chasing for a long time to get on here. He's a busy man, but he is one of the probably most renowned competitors in the gun dog world in the United Kingdom, and it's a pleasure to have Mr. Mick Walsh here. How you doing, Mick?
Thank you, Ken. It's a pleasure to be on.
Where are you talking? What town are you in today? Where's home?
I'm from Waterford, where they make the crystal, where they used to make the crystal, the famous Waterford crystal. That's where I live. Well, I don't live in the city. I live about 5 miles outside the city, in the country.
No, Mick, let's go back in time here. What got you when did you first get into gun dogs?
Sorry, Ken, I think we're having trouble again, are we?
I can hear you okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me?
I'm just going to turn everything off that's internet.
Hold on, Kenneth. Mary said she's just going to turn it off and turn it on again for a second.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Not that.
No. Right. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me, Kenneth?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Mick. I was just asking you, when did you get started in the gun dog business? Or not business, when did you get started in the gun dog sport, I should say?
I'll tell you, Kenneth, from a very, very early age, I've been hunting, I'd say from about 7. And in particular, how I started was there was a guy lived next door to where we lived. I lived in a housing estate, and he kept coursing dogs, hunting hares.
Okay.
So I used to go with him doing that, and then I started ferreting. And then as I got older, I started getting my own little dogs. So that's what I started off hunting, just with terriers, hunting foxes and hunting rabbits and all that gear. Yeah,
with terriers.
With terriers, yeah.
Okay.
I used to do a bit of digging and all that type of stuff.
Irish terriers? Were there Irish terriers?
Yeah, lurchers and little small dogs.
Okay.
For hunting bramble.
Oh, okay. And how old were you when you were doing that?
But I didn't really get into gun dogs until I was 16, and then when I started shooting.
Okay. And what kind of dogs were those?
Can you hear me, Ken? Yeah.
Yes.
I got my first gun when I was 16. And at that time, I had a really, really good little dog. He was a half cocker. He was a crossbreed.
Okay.
And I had him for about 10 years, and I shot some stuff over him. But then I didn't really start getting into gun dogs until I went to a championship in 1990. It was in Balnacar, and then I saw what spaniels could do, and I kind of got hooked on it. I said, I'm going to buy a spaniel and see can I do this. So that's where it started, really. The first dog I bought it from Tim Dennehy. He was out of a dog that had already won the championship. And again, I trained him and I won a novice trial with him, and I thought he was the best dog that I'd ever seen. But he wasn't really. He was that's all he was capable of winning as a novice trial.
Okay.
So I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from that little dog. And then I just progressed and bought more pups and learned as I went along, really.
Now, Mick, were those dogs Springers or Cockers or both?
Springers, all Springers.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get into Cockers until about 10 years ago, Kenneth.
What made you try the Cockers out? Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation. Many people quickly become frustrated and confused when training the retriever. Cornerstone Gundog Academy's online courses eliminate all the guesswork by giving you a proven training system that will help you train a dog that anyone would be proud to have in their blind. Learn where to start, what to do next, and what to do when problems arise. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to learn how you can train your retriever. I have used this method myself. I have been through it a couple times with different dogs. I refer back to it lots of times when I'm trying to get dogs freshened back up for hunt test season. I highly recommend them. I have actually been a subscribed member of Cornerstone Gundog Academy since 2016, and I would suggest anyone use it. I highly recommend it. They have an app that you can get to on your phone. You can do it from your phone, your laptop. You can't get any more convenient than that. I've used it, it's proven and tried, and I know literally hundreds of people that have done the same thing that I've talked to. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com and learn how to train your own retriever.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to me with Cockers. I became friendly with Ian Openshaw about 12 years ago. There's another story how I got friendly with him, and I'll tell you about that story. But I had no intention of buying a Cocker because Cocker trials were very few here. And I went in and he had bred that great bitch, Matterdale Midge, to, what dog did he use? I forget the sire. But he asked me to put in the pups into the kennel. So I called all the little pups anyway, and there was one little pup that stayed out and I couldn't get him. And I got him anyway, but he was away hunting and he was only 8 weeks old. So I said to Ian, will you sell me him? And he said, I will. So I bought him, and he was my first Cocker, and I made him a champion. I was really delighted with him. Good little dog. And I kind of got a little bit hooked on the Cockers then. And then I had a little dog called Enderwood Cork. I trained him and won an novice and won an off, and I sold him to Ian. Ian made him up, and he turned out to be a very good stud dog. And at the minute, I made up a dog I was second in the Irish Championship with him this year. I ran off for first. A little dog called Maladale Jaffa, and he was out of Maladale or Shine, and Shine was absolutely top and bitch, and she was out of Maladale Midge as well. John Healy bred them. He's the Enderwood. He has the Enderwood prefix. I'd say you're familiar with that.
Yes.
Are you, Kenneth?
Yeah.
So I that dog, yeah, and I made him up this year, and I bred him to a bitch then that I have here. I've won with her as well. She's out of Cork to Firebug, Tip Top Jack Firebug. That she won the Irish Championship and was third in the British, and I think she got a COM this year. Really, really great bitch. So I have a daughter of hers, and I bred her to the Mallow Jaffa dog, and I have a really super young dog out of him now. He's 17 months now at the minute, but he's a real star, I think.
Mick, you're not a breeder, are you? You just train.
Sorry?
You don't breed, you just train and compete, correct? Or do you breed dogs too?
I don't breed that many, Kenneth. I breed 1 litter probably every year.
Okay.
And I only breed out of them if they're good. I don't breed out of anything that's not good. I don't keep them.
Okay. And do you breed?
I don't have big kennels, Kenneth.
Pardon, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I suppose, look, I probably better off tell you a little bit about myself in the sense that I'm a carpenter.
Okay.
And I work as a carpenter full time. And I do my dogs in the evenings and at weekends. So I always my kennels are limited to 6 dogs.
Okay.
And there's generally maybe 3 adults and 3 young ones coming along. And I'm very selective in the sense that if I don't think they're going to make it, I don't keep them.
Okay.
I've always found that the real good ones are good from the day they're born. That's my philosophy, that good dogs are good from a very young age.
Yes.
And most of the ones I've had have all been, I've never had to wait on dogs, to be 12 months old to show me something. They've all showed it at very, very young age.
Mick, what do you look at when you see a dog at that young age and you know that it's worth keeping? What are the traits that you look for in that young dog?
I kind of lost you a little bit there. I think you asked me, what do I look for in him as a youngster?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I look for, Kenneth. I like him to be bold. I like him to be fast on their feet. Okay. And I like him to have a bit of style. I like to see a nice back end on him.
Okay.
And again, and different people train different ways, but all I know is the way I've always trained, Kenneth, I introduced them to game very young. I introduce pups, and I always say they'll show you the switch will turn on. If you give them a pigeon or give them a rabbit or, a dead rabbit and rub it on the ground, or give them a clip pigeon to bring in and lift the pigeon, and pups will show you then what's in them. I think that's what I think anyway, that all the good ones I've had, I've shown them pigeons and rabbits and they click off then.
Yes.
And when I see that little bit of fire in them and the style and their enthusiasm for it, then I'll say I can train you. And that's what I generally do then. But the ones that show me no interest or it doesn't do anything for them, I generally don't keep them.
Okay. Well, Mitch, I was told that you were maybe the only person that's ever taken a Springer to champion and a Cocker to champion.
Who is?
I was told that you were the only person over there in the United Kingdom that's taken a Springer and a Cocker both to the championship. Is that correct?
Sorry, Kenneth, say that again to me.
I was told that you're the only person over there in the United Kingdom that has taken a Springer Spaniel to the championship and a Cocker Spaniel to the championship.
No, I don't think so, Kenneth. I think there's other guys who've done it.
Okay.
Yeah, there are. Not many, but there are some.
That's still hard to do. Do you still train both breeds, the Cockers and the Springers?
Sorry, Kenneth?
Do you still train Cockers and Springers?
Go ahead again. Sorry.
Do you still train Cockers and Springers?
Yeah, the very same.
Okay.
I train them the same. They're the same dog, aren't they? Like, look, Kenneth, at the end of the day, the main thing they have to do is hunt.
Yes.
So the rest is up to you to train them to retrieve and handle and all that, isn't it, really?
Yes.
But what you can never put into them, you can't put hunting and drive and pace into them.
Correct.
You know, a lot of people mistake pace and drive. There's a phenomenal difference. Drive is drive. You know, you get fast dogs, but they have no drive.
Yes. No drive for game.
You know, no what I call real heart in them. They'll run. You know, they'll run, but when the going gets tough and when there's no scent and when the bramble is hard, it's dogs with drive then go to the fore.
Okay.
Dogs with pace and no drive, they don't. You know, they give up.
Because you all, when you hunt over there, you're a lot of times what I've seen in a really thick, y'all call it bramble, but a really thick grass.
Yeah, really
brush.
thick bramble. So
Yes.
we need dogs we need, you know, in particular down where I am, we need dogs that have a lot of drive and courage. What I call, they need courage to face bramble. And I have to say, the dog I have at the minute, Right Takes Rio. I ran him at the championship this year, and he got absolutely dreadful bramble, and he really impressed me. He just went away, and there was nothing in it, but he just really he couldn't have done it any better than he did, and he did. He's the same when he comes out into the open. He's beautiful to watch in the open as well. But I was really impressed with him because I ran him. I didn't run him in many trials. Every trial he's won, I've run him and he's nearly won it. And then I don't run him again. Once I win and qualify and they're a champion, I don't run him again.
Okay.
And so I've never been really in a really tough bramble trial with him until I went to the championship this year, and then he showed me what he could do. But I've seen him in the bramble anyway, Kenneth, because unless they do the bramble with me, I can't keep them.
Now, Mick, do you still train both breeds, both the Springers and the Cockers at your place? Or do you have only Cockers right now? Oh, okay.
No, I have Springers and Cockers, yeah. I have, at the minute, I have 3 Cockers, 3 Springers.
Which breed do you think is most intelligent?
Well, at the minute, I would say my Springer is.
Really? Okay.
The Springer dog I have at the minute is probably one of the most intelligent dogs I've had. But in saying that, Kenneth, I honestly believe breeding helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yes,
if you breed off of 2 really good champions, generally that comes out they're brainy.
Yes.
That's what I find. If you breed off of 2 really good champions, they produce dogs that are brainy, because you can't make them champions unless they have some degree of intelligence.
True.
Yeah.
Mick, it kind of explained to the listeners how the trial system works over there. What does it take to make a dog a champion, to get that title?
I'll tell you, Kenneth, what you have to do here, it's different than the UK. What you need in Ireland is we do it on a point system.
Okay.
You need to win a trial with a 4-point green star, and it has to be graded excellent. So then you get a 4-point green star. And to make up a dog, you need 12 green stars, as they call them. Okay, so you get 4 for a win, graded excellent. And then you can make them up then on 2 second graded excellence, which is a 3 point. So that's 4, 3, and 3. That's 10. And then you need a third excellent, which will give them 2 points.
Okay.
But a good champion generally, Kenneth, you make them up with three excellence,
Okay. So three and 4 points with an excellence.
And the UK then is you just win 2 straight trials.
Oh, okay. But do you have to have an excellent in the UK?
There's one difference in the Irish system and the UK system is we then have to show the dogs at a registered show in the Gundog breed, and they check them. Then they check their mouths, and they check that the dog has 2 testicles and all of that, and their shape is okay. And then you need then to get a point from that, like to say that the dog is good. So then you can send off for your championship title.
Okay.
Whereas in the UK, you win 2 trials, you bring them to water, and then they're a champion.
Okay. But you have to have at least 3 graded excellent, or in Ireland, there's more to it.
In Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me ask you this, Mick. Just I don't know the answers. Are there more dogs that compete in Ireland than in England?
No. Okay. UK is far, far more dogs.
Okay.
When far more UK, trials.
Okay.
The UK has.
Sorry. When you say the UK, are you also including Scotland in that mix?
Yeah. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales.
Okay.
They would probably have 70 open qualifying stakes.
Okay.
Which is a lot of trials. In the north of Ireland, where I have to go to qualify, well, I go to England as well now. I've just started to go to the UK. But there are only 4, there's 5 trials in the north of Ireland to qualify for the British. And then again, if you win the Irish Championship, it qualifies you to run the British Championship.
Okay. I know in the retriever world, they have the IGL. Is there an equivalent of that for Spaniels in the United Kingdom? Is there what, Kenneth? You know how in the retriever world, there's the IGL.
Yes.
Is there an IGL also for Spaniels?
Yes, and for Cockers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
have you won that or competed?
Yeah.
So it's for all breeds?
Well, Cockers, yeah, they have a championship for all breeds. Pointers and setters, the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you competed at those?
Sorry?
Have you competed at those levels?
I've won the British and I've won the Irish. I've won both championships. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been second 3 times.
Has anyone else won both the British and the Irish championship besides you?
Yeah. Desi Donnelly won it. And Norman Blakeney won it. Yeah. I think there's 4 guys in Ireland have won it.
Okay.
Which is quite good, actually.
Mick, do you still get to hunt, to go shoots a lot?
Do I still hunt?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Like to make a champion, you have to shoot over him, Kenneth. So I'm shooting 2 or 3 nights a week with him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. We have some rabbits around us.
Okay.
Rabbits are the thing, Kenneth. Like completely different in the States. Like most of your springers, it's all birds, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Your trials are all bird trials.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, well, in the UK and Scotland, there are a number of rabbit trials as well. So the rabbit is invaluable, Kenneth, to train in spaniels. He's just there's no other thing will train him like the rabbit. You know,
Why is that?
Because the rabbit gets their head down, and their head is constantly down. They never lift their head for scent.
Okay.
Their head is always down looking for game. Whereas if you run them on birds in particular, and in particular planted game, they start to lift their head and pull onto the bird. Whereas I don't want dogs pulling on, because they can pass here, you know, like Kenneth. With rabbits, they can be anywhere.
True.
So, the rabbit is invaluable here. I love the rabbit. Yeah.
Purina Pro Plan. Here at Gundog Nation, we use Purina Pro Plan for our dogs. We actually use the Sport Performance Edition, which is 30% protein and 20% fat, the beef and bison. It contains glucosamine, omega-3s for their joints. It also contains amino acids for muscles and antioxidants. And it also has probiotics. It's guaranteed to have live probiotics in each serving. There's no artificial colors or flavors. We see the difference in our dogs. We see the difference in their coat, their performance, their endurance, and also in recovery. Be sure to use Purina Pro Plan dog food. The reputation speaks for itself. There's a reason that Purina has been around for such a long time. We suggest that you use it, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Purina Dog Food. You know, in the U.S., we hunt rabbits with beagles, with hounds.
Yes.
For the most part. Yeah, I used to do that a lot.
Right. Good sport.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Do you go to other shoots and take your dogs and run them for flushing?
Do I do what?
Do you go to other shoots and run your dogs to flush birds?
Yes, I do. In the shooting season, I go to a big pheasant shoot, Kenneth, where I flush birds and pick up birds with them then. So I get a lot of work on birds with them. Nice. Yeah, Mick, it is nice, really good.
If you could give anybody, maybe a young person wanting to get into the sport of field trials, what's the first piece of advice, or the most important piece of advice you would give a young trainer or a new trainer?
All I would say is, for anybody wanting to get into the trialing world in particular, is to try and buy the best pup they can buy out of the best. That's the start of it all, and then try and get advice from somebody that has had a lot of success with dogs. Just speak to them and ask them would they have a look at the dog and maybe give you some guidelines. Like, there are a lot of, how would I say, over here now, Kenneth, and in the UK, lots and lots of trainers, dog trainers, and they're making a good living from it, training dogs. But a lot of them are training dogs, but they've had no success in the trialing world. So unless you've been successful in it, you can't really pass on that knowledge, can you?
Exactly.
Yeah. But for a young person getting into it, that's all I could say. Try and buy the best pup you can buy. And there's lots of stuff on YouTube now to show people training dogs, isn't there? And, you know, you'll get to start sitting and staying. And, like, as I say, the first dog you get, you're not going to, well, maybe some people can do it well with their first dog, and they have done. I've seen people get one dog, but a lot of them fail to come back with another dog. So you can get lucky with one dog, but you don't get lucky training lots of champions. You know, you only get that by hard work, really, and putting that time in.
And how many days a week do you train, mate?
I train 5 minimum.
Okay.
Yeah, 5
year
minimum.
Round.
Yeah. And in the winter, in the winter, like if I'm working, which I do, I work, but I try and get home a little bit early and do some work with pigeons with them or something, Kenneth. And if I'm running dogs, I'll put them on the treadmill for a half an hour.
Okay.
In the evening when it's dark, I have in the garage. I have a treadmill, and I put them on the treadmill each. I give them all a half an hour on it, just to keep their fitness up.
Okay. Do you do you train at a club, or do you train by yourself?
Sorry, Kenneth?
Do you train with a club, or do you train by yourself?
Wait, now I've lost you again, have I?
Yeah, it's showing a bad connection. Yes. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, Mick.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. I was just asking, do you train at a club or by yourself?
All by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I just train on my own all the time. I don't have anybody near me that trains with me. And then
oh, wow.
When come the shooting season, I go on training days with maybe a group of guys.
Okay.
And I often go over to
shooting season?
You know Ian Openshaw, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, well, I go to him maybe 3 times, and I go shooting with him for 2 days on the rabbits.
Okay.
Yeah, so that helps a lot. I've learned an awful lot from Ian Openshaw and Simon Dixon, Kenneth, in the last, say, maybe 13 years. They've turned me, I have to say, they turned me into a better trainer than I was.
Yes, it helps being around other trainers, doesn't it?
It does, and in particular, good trainers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've tried to do that as well.
Yeah. You need to train with the best, don't you, to become the best?
I agree. Now, when is your shooting season over there? When does it start?
Our season starts in September.
Okay.
We can shoot partridge and duck in September.
Okay.
And then pheasant then is we can shoot pheasant from November on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when does that end?
We can shoot rabbits all year round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're classed as pests, so you can shoot them all year round.
Is the political environment in Ireland, is it friendly to gun dogs and the hunting sport?
Sorry, Kenneth?
Are the politics in Ireland, is it friendly to owning gun dogs and the sport of gun dogs?
No, not really now, Kenneth. It's all changing, and I think it's changing everywhere, isn't it? They're bringing in more and more. They're bringing in more and more laws, and what I have to say, in particular, in Ireland and in the UK, there's not a lot of young people coming into shooting now, Kenneth. I think, with the internet and Facebook, and I think the younger people now have no real interest in the outdoor world, as I say. More interest in Facebook, but that's what I see over here. In particular, I think, in Ireland, I've seen a dramatic change in it in the last 5 years. What I see now is a lot of old men in it for all the world,
Yeah.
And that's what I don't see any young fellas 25 or 30 years of age coming into it. They're all older men. It is sad. But again, Kenneth, I will just say this now, that trialing now has become a lot more expensive than it did when I started out. When I started out in where we are here, we would have had about 6 clubs within an 80-mile distance, and we had trials Saturday, Sunday, whereas now trials, we don't have many trials now. A lot of the clubs are gone because there's no interest in them. And trials now are on midweek. And a lot of lads can't get time off of work, or they have to take a day off of work. And the cost of living has gone so high now over here. I don't think lads can afford to take days off of work. And I think, that's really, and as well as that, farming practices have changed here dramatically. Like, dairy farming has taken over massively. So they've taken a lot of the hedgerows out where the rabbits were, and a lot of lads just don't have places to train dogs, Kenneth. I'm lucky where I live. I have a good old spot, and that I can train away well on. So I'm lucky. I've good training facility.
Do you have much public land in Ireland that you can train on or hunt on, or no?
Do we have what?
Do you have public land in Ireland that you can hunt on or train on?
No public land, no.
Okay.
No, all the land in Ireland is owned by somebody. There's no public land. No.
I didn't know that.
If you go in anywhere, you have to have permission to go in there.
Okay. I learned over there last year, at least in England, that hunting and shooting is an expensive sport, isn't it?
Absolutely, Kenneth. Yeah. Absolutely. Really expensive. Now, trailing is not really expensive. Look, the way I look at anything is, if you play golf or if you play anything, it's expensive, isn't it? So,
yes.
If you're into shooting and you're into hunting, like, it's no different than any other hobby. If you're interested, you'll find the time and you'll find the money.
Yeah,
that's my philosophy anyway.
That's true.
Because I ran it. I'm 60 odd now, Kenneth. But when I was 40 and I was running my own business, like, I ran a contracting business, carpentry contracting business, and I didn't finish until 6 o'clock any evening. But when I came home, I went and trained dogs after, because I had the interest, and I'm probably a very competitive guy anyway, because I think, when you get into this game, you have to be competitive, So when I go to trials now, I want to go and I'm going to win. I'm not going to get second. I know you don't win them, but you have to have the training done. And there's a philosophy, isn't there? Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So if you don't put in the time, you don't get results. You only get results when you've trained hard and your dogs are ready for competition. And I think it's the same in the States, isn't it? Like, I'm just looking at the successful handlers over there. I know a lot of them are professionals and all that, like, but they still have to put the work in. Professional or amateur, you still have to put the work in.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people give those people credit. They use this excuse, sure, they're full-time at it, that's what they should be doing. But it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
No.
I'm an amateur trainer, and it's it takes a lot of my time, and I spend a lot of weekends training, and it's hard. It's very difficult. Plus, I seek advice from a lot of other trainers that I respect, and I'm always learning. But it takes a lot of time to make a dog at that level, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Actually,
it takes time, Kenneth. Yeah, but again, Kenneth, I think most importantly, you have to have the raw material.
Yes.
There's no point in putting loads and loads of work into a dog if they don't have that champion ingredients in them, that the will to go every time you take them out. And, there's some dogs, they're moody, and I just couldn't keep those. I couldn't work with those type of dogs.
Yeah.
And I find the dogs now, the dogs that are coming now, they're a lot softer than they used to be. There were harder temperaments years ago, but that's not to say they were that the softer ones are not as good as those ones. They are every bit as good, but you just have to change your training methods for the soft dog. I don't mind the soft dog once they have plenty go on them. And sometimes the soft ones are very intelligent anyway.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt, and Gundog Nation is proud to have one of their sponsors as Retriever Training Supply, based in Alabama. Retriever Training Supply offers fast shipping on quality gear. Your dog will love it. Visit retrievertrainingsupply.com to purchase gear to help you train your retriever. Listen, they have some of the best leashes I've ever found. It's stuff's made in America. Their leashes are, and they source them locally. They have anything you want, fast, friendly service, fast shipping, just good people. Retriever Training Supply. Explain what you mean by that.
What I mean, they have softer temperaments. Like
okay.
Like years ago, what I call the dogs, they were half really, you could pull their ear and pull them back in, and they didn't sulk or anything. But nowadays, you can't do that to a lot of the dogs now. And I prefer them now because your voice is enough to and they know what it is. Whereas the ones years ago, was no good to them. You had to get out after them all the time. But again, Kenneth, I will just say this. I often think it was the way we trained them back then. Because nowadays, I think I don't give dogs the amount of freedom I used to give them years ago. When I was training dogs years ago, we had lots of rabbits around, and I used to let the dogs get out away from me, and they got used to getting away from me. And I think, whereas now I don't let the dogs get away from me at all. They get their playtime and then they're in, but now they hunt close to me all the time. But
okay.
not too close now that you couldn't shoot over them. They'll go 10 or 15 yards either side of me, but they're flat across me. They're not out in front of me.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. That they're going flat across me, not going forward. Because when they're going forward and there's pheasants running ahead of them, they go forward more.
Yes. Yeah. Just run on the ground.
Yeah, when they're sent running ahead of them, yeah.
So you teaching your dogs to quarter, right?
Correct.
Quarter,
yeah. Overback. Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever trained any other breeds other than Springers or Cockers?
Sorry?
Have you trained any other breeds besides the Springers or the Cockers?
Have I any other breeds besides Springers and Cockers? No, yes. I've never had pointers or setters. I trained a Labrador once, a really good Labrador. He was out of 2 champions. When I was younger, I trained with there was a real good friend of mine. He trained Labradors, and he was really, really good man. And I bought a pup from him, and I trained it. And a really good, fast-going dog, and I'll never forget it. But he wasn't really for me, Kenneth. I liked him, but Labradors weren't for me. But I went the first day with him. He was only 17 months old, and I won a trial on snipe with him. And that was his first day out. And I had a lot of offers to buy him that day from different people, but I didn't sell him. But I got a phone call from Ian Openshaw. That's maybe 27 years ago. And he said, I heard you have a nice dog and you won with him. And I said, I did, yeah. He said, I'll buy him off you. And he made me a good offer. And at that time, I had a young family and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't really bother me. So I sold him. He bought him. But he didn't keep him. He shifted him on. The dog went to the States anyway, and that's all I know. That's Ian's business. Try and buy a good dog and sell him on.
Yes, yeah.
So I was happy what I got him. I'm sure he was happy what he got for him. So I don't know how the dog ended up after, and it didn't really bother me, I'll be honest with you. We had no internet that time, so you couldn't follow how they did or anything, So I just moved on then to Springers. I never got any more Labradors, or I never got any pointing dogs. So I just had Springers mostly, Kenneth, for really, I started trialing dogs in probably 1990. So how long ago was that? 2000, 2024.
35 years?
Is it that long? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how long. I took a short break for a while, but maybe 2 or 3 years. And then I went back to it again then. But I started off with I bought a dog. A dog. He was called Bramble Taff, and Jesus, he was as hard as nails now, and I mean as hard as nails. A big, goey dog, and all the stuff. All my Springers are all back to him now, Kenneth. Every one of them. I kept that line going for that 20 odd years with him. He was a really good stud dog, and he bred a bitch. A friend of mine had a bitch, and we bred her to him, and I got a bitch out of it, and she was really the foundation bitch of all my stuff. A bitch called Poppet Rocket, a really top class bitch. I went on to make her an international champion. She was my first international champion, and then we mated her again. The mother of Poppet Rocket, and I got a dog out of it this time. And I made him an international champion. He was Butlerstown Buddy. Really, really, really good little dog, tough dog. And then I bred Poppet, and she produced Kurt, and she produced Theo, and a daughter of hers then produced Sally, and that won the British, and she produced Holly Drybert, and she produced 3 international champions. So when I won the British Championship with Sally, my real good friend Desi Donnelly had her sister, and he was second that year. We ran off for first. And the following year, I didn't run Sally. Even though she was only 5, I didn't run her. And I'd already qualified, and I don't know why I didn't run her. I ran a daughter of hers and another bitch I had. But I should have run her. I should have ran her, and I was really sorry I didn't. But Desi won it that year with her sister. So that was the first time in the history of the British Championship in 90 odd years that 2 sisters won the championship.
Oh, wow.
So that was
Mick,
a big thing for me.
Yeah. Well, Mick, how many international champions have you made?
12.
Wow.
And I've made up 8 Irish. I've made up 20 champions altogether.
That's impressive. Has anyone else made that many international champions?
No, not in Ireland, no. Okay. I'd say 5 or 6 is the most. Maybe 5. Yeah.
Well, Mick, what?
And I bred the bitch. And I also trained another championship winner, a bitch called Mountfew Heidi. I trained her. I won a novice with her. I won an open with her. And I sold her teen open show. And she won the championship.
Wow.
I've had some good dogs, Kenneth, in the last, in the time that I've been at it. It's really good dogs. But the dog I have now at the minute, Right Takes Rio, that I won the Irish Championship with this year, he's an absolute stunning dog. Really, really stunning dog. I love him. He does the game fairs, and he gives you 100% all the time. Like all those good ones, all the ones I've mentioned, they were all the same as him. They always gave you, they never had bad days. They just, every day you took them out, they were ready, And they all won early. They all won early in their careers. None of those dogs took long to make up champions, Kenneth. They were all champions at 3 years old, I never had to I never had to go on and wait till they're 5 or 6. They were all made up young.
Nice. Well, Mick, what do you think is the main difference between Springers and Cockers? Well, if someone was wanting to buy one or the other to hunt with, what would your advice be?
Just to hunt with. Even though I never had Cockers, I would think a good Cocker is an absolute. If I was to give up in the morning, I would take 2 Cockers to shoot over. Okay. Yeah, I think
why is that?
They've lots of stamina, and they don't get punished. They don't get punished in cover as much as Springers do. Okay. Springers are bigger, far bigger. So when they get bramble, it takes its toll on them, because they have to push harder and they're bigger and the bramble is cutting them more. Whereas the Cocker is so low, small, he gets in and he can take a lot more punishment. He doesn't get as much punishment, Kenneth, so he's going to last longer. So, again, in saying that, it all depends on the terrain that you work. Like, I hunt in a bramble situation, so if you don't hunt a bramble situation, probably the Springer probably is, because he would take more ground and he would take it faster. And again, there's no question, a Springer has more power than a Cocker.
Is that the major difference between the two, is just the strength and the size?
The strength and the size, Kenneth, yeah. But what amazes me more so about the Cockers is, for such a little small dog, they can get a cock pheasant, a runner, and carry it flat out and bring it into you, no fumbling. And a Springer twice his size can get the same bird and leave it down 10 times coming back. Whatever it is, really? I don't understand. Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Cockers there's some little thing in their head that they have a technique. And I find all the Cockers, they can get a wounded bird and just catch him by the wing. They can grab him by the wing and they're balanced in their mouth for whatever reason. But yet I never see Springers carry him like that. Yeah.
Mick, do you think, is one breed any more intelligent than the other? Do you think the Springer, which one's the smartest in your opinion?
I'll tell you what about Cockers. In my view of training Cockers, there's no forgiving in Cockers. If you upset them, they don't forget it. In the training, if you do anything in training that upsets them, they don't forget it. Whereas Springers do. Somebody described them one time as little people they are. And I kind of agree with that. Yeah. They are little people. But look, they have their own little quirks. But I like them. I like a good one. But the bad ones are bad, and I couldn't. There's some breeds there I just couldn't look at them. Their tails are stiff and their tails are high and they have yellow eyes and that type of thing. I like a dog to look like a dog, and I like him to look nice.
Well, Mick, I've heard other experienced trainers that have Cockers, that train Cockers in the UK and in the States, that will say that those Cockers will hold a grudge if you upset them.
Say that again, Kenneth.
I've heard from other trainers like you, some experienced guys that have all said that the Cockers will hold a grudge if you upset them or.
No, I've lost you again.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Mick, I was saying I've heard other trainers like you, experienced trainers, say that Cockers will hold a grudge.
Correct. Absolutely hold a grudge. They don't forget, Kenneth. If you're going training Cockers, don't be in bad humour. Because if you do anything to them, they don't forget. Absolutely. Wow. That's my experience of them. But I find them.
Do you ever recover from it?
Sorry?
Will they ever recover? Does it kind of ruin them for life, or they just, how do they act after the fact, after you've hurt their feelings?
Well, they sulk. They sulk. You might as well just put them back in the car.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
If you slap them for maybe, if you're sending them on a retrieve and they go before you go, and you slap them, and the next one you say, get out, they could just sit there. So you just have to be careful with them. Just don't be.
Well, that's good to know.
Just don't be in bad humor when you go out training them. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, but they are a really good little dog. But again, Kenneth, out of the good ones, that's Openshaw always says, like, the dam line always has to be good, Kenneth. Their mothers have to be good. It's more so in all breeding, I think. With dogs, Springers and Cockers and all breeds, I think if you look at any of the real top dogs, the real top ones, they all have good mothers.
Do you feel like the mother's the most important?
I do. I genuinely, like, look, you put the best to the best, but I genuinely believe that like Heidi, the mother of Rio, she had only 2 pups. That bitch that I told you, Saltine Openshaw, she had only 2 pups in her time. And she had Right Takes Rio and Right Takes Ringo. They were both champions very young. And she was a championship winner, and Ringo produced this year's championship winner in the British. So, that's what I'm saying to you about good dam lines. And the dog that won the championship out of Ringo was out of another very good bitch, Walker's Wrinkle, who has a great dam line as well. So, again, we go back to breeding, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You try and get the best to the best and hope for the best.
Well, Mick, I know you're a busy man, and I know you've probably got a lot to do this evening. It's probably about 8 o'clock in the evening over there with you.
That probably is
right now.
Yeah. But I just ask you a question. Trials are completely different in the States Towers, aren't they? Your bird trials.
Yes, sir. I haven't been to field trials. I've been doing hunt tests, and I just really got started into that about, not even a year ago.
Right.
But I've been to a bunch of hunt tests this year.
And how did you find them?
It was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I did the started level with the UKC, and with the AKC, I did the junior level, and it was fun for my dogs, fun for me. And I haven't been higher than that yet myself.
Right.
So I'm learning, but it was fun. It was something to do in the off season. It keeps me sharp and keeps my dogs sharp, and they seem to enjoy it. And I've made a lot of good friends that way.
I might get to see a trial in the States yet.
Yeah, you have to come over. Well, listen, it was a pleasure.
I'd like to say thanks for asking me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'd love to talk to you more. Yes, thank you.
Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mick.
Good man. I enjoyed it. Thanks.
When you're getting ready to go on your next hunting trip, make sure you pack the most efficient and reliable ammunition on the market. Migra Ammunition brings you the most diverse loads on the market. Migra's patented stacked load technology is the epitome of efficiency. 2 shot sizes stacked together to create the most diverse and efficient line of shot shells in the industry. It doesn't matter what flyway, what state, or what the weather, the standard remains the same. At Migra, reliable loads that perform in any condition every single time. We're proud to have Migra Ammunition as a sponsor for Gundog Nation.